seems a much better angle.
Yeah, literally.
You know what you're doing. You can find this chat.
Doesn't it focus? Doesn't matter if fully zoomed in or fully zoomed out.
A couple of years ago.
Nicholas, who are you coaching tonight?
I'm going to try to talk this 20 by 32%.
Who are you coaching tonight? Huh? What?
I'm second.
Are you not? No, they're are you not coaching your legs? Who are you going to coach? Are you on the bench? No.
No, I'm not going to be on that. Sitting this one out. Busy couple of days, I'm going to also my night off.
Okay, planned that well.
At least I think so. That's my plan at least.
What was that?
I think he would get in trouble for giving some random American.
Fair.
Oh, we're not too
So you guys have red or?
Yeah.
yourself how many points there are on the world rankings? How many what? Points are on point 5. Is that okay? I knew it was 490 point something. I thought it was 4.3.
I thought they were 0.3.
Accurate. When I say the 5, I meant the 5 are Korean.
Take 5 nu.
Okay. Man of my word.
I don't know if they just had to.
Oh, I need to realise.
A little tired.
Learning new stuff.
I don't think that's real positive. I wasn't meant to be a positive.
Add rotation. What?
They're already playing a game.
It's nice when you can say you're guaranteed.
Most teams you can play is fun.
Maybe on the team that can say that. Huh?
It's just win 3 before you lose 3. Once you're in the playoffs, it's just
Like coming out of the game room now.
It's not very embracing.
calling like that's not to be in here. Soft. You're soft as PC butter, baby. You do look tired.
Must have changed him.
That's as much as you get.
Like a tirade.
Yeah, the dude just. I'll tell you what. It's starting soon.
Take all some last year.
Ganska mycket, men det gäller nog ändå att göra.
Så rätt för det.
Nej. Samma typ av take uppåt och då inte den kalla blir. Så det skiljer ändå ganska mycket på den kala.
That's a pretty good.
Like 13 or 14.
There's a chance that Craig, Bryce and Wardle all just miss out. All three. Bryce is getting the nod, Wardle's going to be close. I think Craig's just got But no, starting the week I'd almost rather been in.
Man känns som så snabbt som möjligt att få reda på om det är någon tendens på banan.
Get your legs turned down tier 1.
När man spelade clearingar på den rakare igår, det var ju inte jättemycket, men på den kala så fanns det ju hela matchen mycket drag.
He lived like 5 blocks from the liquor store. He's like, let me show you. Up in the back. That's probably
Stop in for just 3 tall
no,
boys.
I thought he might pop in.
Just the one tall boy.
Like, yeah, just start, like,
Just take the edge off, take my head right. Yeah. When's that Blaze pizza discounts? Good pizza.
I was talking about that too.
Way too much.
He would do Blaze too, apparently. chewing too many pieces, so yeah. Pain right now, but it's real good. Oh, yeah, 800. You have to do that with 3 pieces. Go out this fast. Go out the pool. That works on this running. Go to the road, hang left, just down the left, and literally it's 10 minutes.
So that was Bill Turner for a second up there.
Yeah, it was
I thought that was Bill Turner for a second, straight over my shoulder. Back row.
years ago.
Sure, a bit tough. I know him and Bryce here.
I could. You probably are good at it. Actually, I can make a few numbers now.
I can't cover the end there. I'm not terrible at putting on before I kind of find it. I can.
Can't get away from it.
The 6.
Det finns sina fem ungefär.
Ja. I think we're good, eh? Are they? Alright.
High caffeine content.
I saw that.
It's not right. You need a bump.
I might need a quick bump at some point. I mean, at some point I will for sure.
Never had these before. So, well picked up. It's like 5 minutes later.
Hammered on caffeine.
Yeah, he was. That's his secret.
Good luck. Consider this a competition. What we did last game? No, I haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah. They lost their second game too. After having
Isn't it? It's that one.
yeah, I don't know if I've played there. Portage got good over the years. Near the end, at the start, it was horrendous. I just love that skill when you set up a school.
In sheets.
They could get, yeah, a little bit wonky. Oakville's kind of pretty good. That's a place everybody's played. Burst ice was always fucking Lawrenceville. It's something falls where the Canes just get out in conflict. Literally a frozen river. So bad.
Check. My dad was played 79 times. Really? Jumped 40.
Seriously. Yeah. That was a real shocker. Really?
It's now 19 now.
Probably pretty even, although in the slams now it probably has way more points. Trying to figure it out. We talked about it yesterday.
It seems like he's always worked to.
Well, that's what I mean. And even in the slams, he's like, if he qualifies, he's barely.
45 times.
1960.
Boom!
Is it?
Wow.
Oh,
look at
yeah.
that. There you go. All the shit we fucked up for the rest of it. Easy stuff. Oh, but
Gotta get one right.
drill that. Bruce is smoking 5 in a row.
Yeah, that would be
Nick won 6 in a row.
wow.
Streak.
Never done some West Indies.
It did look like it.
I do that at the start of the podcast. I won the game before. I'm not putting money on it.
I think we'd have to do. Pick this up time, so we'd have to.
You
that
should,
sheet,
yeah.
pick that sheet.
So you get first pick, so I'm taking you starting this sheet, I'll take this guy. Okay, so I get the other guy. Get first pick, you pick whoever you want, second pick's pick, the other guy gets the other half. Yeah, eh?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not in this one.
Yeah.
Keep record sports teams.
We need a,
We need a ledger. Little black book.
Yeah.
For an iPhone. Yeah, I was gonna say I could write it here old school, but right there, because they
Now we can. Yeah. Now we can. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Good. All right.
Last drop, 8-10. From the tie to is it Alvarado?
sunny day in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. We're coming to you live inside at the Bell Alliance Center here for the Grand Slam Curling Tour Challenge, brought to you by HearingLife. Home team live with the broadcast here. Tyler George, joined by 16-time Grand Slam champion and 3-time world champion Brent Lang. Langer, we got a beauty tonight. We got a rematch of the 2022 Olympic final between Bruce Mouat and Nicholas Edin, amongst their many accomplishments, of course. But Brent, we've looked at the records, 1916 in favor of Nicholas. You correctly predicted that stat somehow.
Well, I just picked a couple of numbers that were close to 50-50. You told me how many games. I'm not that much of a lucky fella.
I did. We discussed that Nicholas has had some issues in slams in the past with slow starts, but off to a 2-0 start right now and playing against, of course, a rival from Scotland outside of the Olympic final. They've played 35 times already, and we expect to see fireworks. These teams play a lot of defense. We know they can run rocks, but expect a lot of points on the board too with the way that these teams have played so far in this tournament.
Yeah, there should be rocks everywhere. I think from the word go, there'll be center guards, corner guards, and I would expect one of the best games of the week. Both teams playing well. Watched Nick yesterday. Even the little leak in the roof didn't slow him down. He made, in terms of what I've seen this week, he made the shot of the week in the first end for 3 points and got out to a big lead on Brad Gushu, and never really looked back, controlled that game. So draw the button going on, and everybody wants the hammer. In this game, a final, that one's slipping too far. I didn't see the other one, but that can't be good.
Yeah, back four for Nicholas. They kicked that out immediately. So I think they're pretty sure on who will have hammer in the first. We're assuming it's Bruce Mouat and his squad. The 2023 world champions as well. We'll be taking a look at the lineups here in a second. There we have skip Nicholas Edin, third Oscar Eriksson, second Rasmus Rana, and lead Christopher Sundgren. On the other side of the coin for Team Mouat. There we go. We have skip Bruce Mouat, third Grant Hardy, second Bobby Lammy, and at lead Hammy McMillan Jr.
Hammy got a different look for us this week.
Yeah, Hammy's a profile pick, a little bit different than what we see out there on the ice today.
Both these teams so fun to watch. There isn't a shot in curling that they don't have in the bag. Up and down the lineup, as good as any other team out there, and just going to come down to the day. Who starts with hammer, who finishes with hammer is probably the team that I would pick. Full slate of games today. Another A final right beside us. Canadian A final, and then the International A final, we'll call it today. Team Jacobs, Team Dunstone. Benny kicking rocks in the corner early.
Yeah, Brent, you and I had Brad's second game the other day, and they played extremely well, top to bottom, over on sheet D to earn their way into this A final. And so important to have this position for all four of those teams, where you get 3 cracks at qualifying. Obviously, you'd like to get it done on the first try and get that break, have some time to see the city, kick back for a bit, but just having those B and C finals in your pocket, you play a little more loose, knowing that this isn't against elimination. And these are the fun ones to play. You know, the early evening games in front of a good crowd, knowing that no place you'd rather be but that A final game.
Yeah, you don't want to think about the, like you said, you don't want to think about the second and third chances, because sometimes you lose that first one, the next one gets harder. You don't know where you're going to drop. It's hard to drop to a more difficult challenge than Edin or Mouat, and then you get into another tough game, maybe you lose that B one, and then you're on the ropes for the A, B, C later. That's one you really want to avoid, but this is exactly where you want to be. You're going to lace them up. You want to try and win the game, and that's what everybody out here is doing. Everybody's still alive, but the other 2 games we got going on are fighting for survival. We've got another, just an all-American battle. Oh, Muzzy, as he's got using his shoe as a cell phone in the intro videos. That's not surprising. And did you see his photo shoot today on social media?
I did not.
No? He did the, what was it, the Cindy Crawford or something they asked him to do? So he looks like a Head & Shoulders commercial.
That sounds about right.
As a rule, I don't make fun of people's hair, so. But it was very.
We got glass houses up in the booth.
Right. It was very Matt Hamilton-esque, but Dropkin versus Schuster in the C quarterfinal, and the other C quarterfinal over here. We've got Reed Carruthers, playing another Scottish team, Cameron Bryce, trying to stay alive, but that's the other beauty of the triple knockout. You win this game, and you're 2 wins away from being right back to square one, right back to even. Get to those quarterfinals. That's the trick. That's the goal. And then from there, 3 wins away from hoisting the trophy.
That's the interesting thing with the 16-team triple knock, too, that we both played plenty of events on tour. When you lose those first 2 games and you look at the bracket you're in and you need binoculars to see the final. But you're always 3 games away no matter where you're at. This is just win 3 before you lose 3. So just 1 win gets you within 2 of qualifying already for those teams. Just takes 1 to get going. But for Schuster and Dropkin, obviously they've played a bunch of times as well. And it's a statement game for those 2 teams. They surely expect to see each other maybe in the national final again. But anytime you're playing an in-province rival, in-country rival, in any major event, you want to take one off of them and have them remember that later in the season too.
Yeah, you can't give up that edge, right? It all comes down to those national finals to get to the World Championship. And he talked about somebody having a run. Speaking of within your home country, Cameron Bryce is he down 15 love against Mouat? Is that what you said?
I believe it's 19 now.
Oh, 19.
Yeah.
So I've had a few of those runs in my career. Early on, Team Furby was not a name I wanted to line up against. I think we lost them like 11 times in a row, and you just start to feel like it's never going to change.
Right. Yeah, we were discussing that in the morning game today about teams that have had your number over the years when we were talking about the matchups. In my early years, it was Pete Fenson, I think, took me down a dozen times before we beat him, and I think we got like 6 in a row off him after that. And then later on at the higher levels, it was really you guys for us. I think we'd lost 7, 8 in a row, somewhere in there at one point. So, that was the name that we thought we got a mountain to climb when we see it on the board. Really looking forward to this one. 2 of the best in the world, of course, and for Nicholas Edin, I think by the results, you'd probably say internationally they're the greatest of all time. Is it 5 or 6 world championships now? 6?
It might be 7.
7?
I don't know, maybe 10.
Once you lose count of your world championships, it's usually a good sign.
I think it's 7. John Cullen's the one who's got all of that stuff written down inside his head. How many, John? It's 7. Lucky 7.
7 it is.
On his way to 10, maybe. I don't know. When do you quit? He's got nothing left to prove. I know that. Other than maybe at the slams. And I've never really sat and talked to Nick about how he feels about these events. Because I can't put my finger on why they haven't done better, why they haven't won more.
Yeah, I think part of it for Nicholas is that they design their season like most do, but I think them even more so than others, to peak for playdown season. And most of the slams are before you get close to that. The second to last slam is first week of January or second week of January, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. So if you're really trying to peak in February, March, April, then you're probably not playing your best. And I know for Nicholas, with all the issues he's had with his back and various other injuries, maybe it's just kind of preserving himself the best he can and then kick it into high gear for the last couple months. Grasping at straws possibly, but for a team that's that talented, that wins as much as they do, could have something to do with that.
It's a theory.
Yeah,
I don't have a better one, so we'll go with that for now.
Yeah, I didn't say it's a good one. It's just what I got.
Slight mistake on the sweep there. Christopher and Rasmus let that slide just to the bite. So Hammy with a chance to hit this one on the nose. I know in my house, especially now that we're retired, but even before we were retired, Bobby Lammy's the most popular curler in the world in our house.
Oh.
Our daughters love to hear the hard bub. They just can't get enough of it, and how fast his whole body's moving while he sweeps. They just love it.
Do they have a favorite Canadian curler now, too, now that Dad's retired, obviously?
Well, Skylar would definitely say Carly Burgess.
Okay.
Her and Carly have a bond, and Skylar just loves her. Bella, I'm not sure. Bella's the one that would know all the names because she follows curling super closely, especially over the last couple of years.
And maybe she's just thinking these are all people I'm going to beat someday, so I don't want to.
I hope that's what she's thinking, but I don't know.
That would make her a Lang.
Yeah.
We like that.
So didn't nose it, but rolled and didn't get into the ring. So a good start here for Team Mouat. Fresh path come around here.
Yeah, you got to be happy with this setup starting out. With hammer, no guards that you're afraid of, and a couple you can use, maybe even a splittable stone if you get that later in the end. But the blonde bombshell, Tammy Jr., the intern come around.
One of the best characters on tour.
He certainly is. Very well liked. Always entertaining.
Good looking shot. Grant's a little bit confused. Why was sweeping that for line? I don't know. It's pretty good. First end.
Maybe just a little more conservative with the sweep call early in the game, making sure they're by.
What I do, I stand with Grant when, hey, don't oversweep things. If you're going to miss, undersweep. Don't overutilize me.
Yeah.
I'm a shooter. Reps. He's a shooter. He's not a sweeper. He's a third.
Yeah. I can identify with that.
Right?
Don't make me pretend to sweep any more than I already am.
Rich Hart used to say to me if Craig would be light and I was drilling it halfway down, he would kind of whisper, save some for my shots.
Rasmus Rana, the newest member of the squad, I guess you could still say. Nice little freeze there, perfect line.
How long ago would it have been he joined? I feel like he's been around forever, but I know he hasn't, but it's been quite a while.
I don't think he was with them in Sochi.
Okay.
So I think it was after that, but I'm not
So
positive.
10 years-ish.
He wasn't in Vancouver for sure.
No.
But I'm pretty sure, yeah, his run with the team started after the 14 games.
So Grant was right, as it turns out. If they don't sweep that for line, that freeze wouldn't have been available. Now they got to be super precise in a path that's probably still getting faster. So Bobby Lammy here.
Intern follow on that freeze for Bobby. Nothing wrong with back eight. If the line's good, unlock it a little bit. Really getting it to turn now.
Looks perfect.
Good shot.
Almost.
Probably a little more than back eight at the end there, but
13-8 again. 13-8.
should have the inside for Oscar Eriksson. Oh, Rasmus has got one more. Can't reach.
Playing to kill it. Taking quite a bit of ice, though. I guess that's one of the tricks out here. You got to understand the teams you're playing against. We used to try and ice off the other team. They still do. But when you're playing Mouat, I would say Nick's team's probably the closest to throwing it like them, but you can't take the same ice they take. At least I can't.
Yeah. No,
I know you can't either.
I would be nowhere near. No. And you're probably right. I think their releases are relatively similar. That's a perfect shot there from Rasmus. Always good to make those touch shots early in the game. Feel like you got a good feel for the conditions.
Chance to lie too here for Mouat, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, the angles do play well for the run double. And they're not throwing a bomb here because they do want to keep the shooter around if you can too, possibly. But three-quarters probably rolling to the edge.
Doesn't sound like a make there.
Yeah, we've seen that pretty consistently, Brent, throughout the first couple days, that 90% of the misses are narrow or light, except for the outside of the sheet. That's pretty much the 10%. They just kind of stay straight out there, even back up a little bit.
Now they're either not watching the stream and listening to us, or they just don't believe us.
I think either.
Both are possible.
Strong possibilities.
I know the players are extremely thankful to the curling group and Home Team Live, and it's as a player, you want to watch the ice, but you don't want to necessarily come to the arena. Now they don't have to, and they can watch any sheet they want. The sheet they're going on next. What a difference maker that is.
Yeah, we've had texts from the players here this week watching at home, commenting on what's going on, or watching in their Airbnbs and hotels, I should say. But yeah, valuable resource for the athletes as much as it is the fans.
Most of the curlers saying the commentary sucks, but the feed's great.
Yeah, that's to be expected. That's what they're texting about.
Yeah.
So we're really glad that we have the ability to watch the games on mute. It's perfect.
So I like this call. He talked about going around the red one, but with the double there on the reds and the ability to roll towards that situation, it wouldn't have been a great situation for them. Bruce is going to stick with trying to clean up this side, and now probably thinking blank if he can. He'd probably agree to that if that was a negotiation Nick was willing to entertain, which Nick wouldn't be yet.
So out-turn run. See how many they can clear. Pretty good. Leaves the red behind the guard, but looks as though Mouat has shot rock now on the back of the 8-foot.
These guys, they turn around and end in a shot in 6 seconds. Looked like Nick was in charge, and now all of a sudden, he's not.
And the great thing for Mouat is still keeps the play to the outside of the sheet, too. Now he's having Nicholas chase in the outside ice without hammer.
Next, you're going to see that same run back. They're just playing this to pick it out. Don't screw around. Saving one back there is tough and not really helpful. So I think you're going to see Grant be asked here by Bruce to play the exact same run back. And if he plants it again, the Deuce is back alive.
Yeah, they'll be positioned really well with a made run here. Just made it on the previous shot.
We used to hope that guys would hit half a rock on these, but that just doesn't happen anymore. The contact is almost, a given. You just hope he doesn't absolutely nut it and leave it buried.
It doesn't feel like it was that long ago that we were saying, all right, we got him playing the run.
Is that good?
Yeah,
is that close?
That'll do.
Just hit it right there.
Yeah, but I don't want it to move at all when
No.
you hit it and be completely buried. So there you go. And just firm on that shot too, Brent. Didn't have to overthrow it. That's like a control weight for these guys on that shot, and they're not throwing the heater.
We noticed that early about Mouat. I think they're the best team in the world at getting at that shot with board to control weight, and it again goes back to the way they throw it. They can make that run dead straight if they need to, but with the quieter weight, if they don't sweep it, they get a little bit of curl. So nothing they do is by accident.
Right. I know we mentioned it earlier in the week as well, but it's fascinating how this team prepares to play on tour with replicating each other's deliveries in practice, with going in pairs, recording it, and then trying to mimic each other and then switching pairs throughout the course of the season. Hammy Jr. was explaining that to me a few years back, and I'd never heard of a team that even tried to do that, let alone succeeded.
Giving away his secrets.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't think that you're good enough to use that information
anymore. Well, I was retired.
Oh, fair enough.
Didn't fear me anymore.
Fair enough.
Anymore, right?
I was gonna let that one lie. But
I don't know that I ever played Bruce, honestly. I'm trying to remember.
I don't think you would have.
Maybe once or twice.
Yeah, he kind of burst onto the scene.
Right around that time, yeah.
He wasn't the Olympic team when you guys won the gold medal in 2018. Interesting call from Nick here. I think a lot of people would think, why doesn't he run back the yellow? My thought would be he's not going to run back the yellow because he's still going to leave a guard. And then Bruce is going to come around it, and...
Yeah, and if you make it perfect, they're the ones running red to red, so you can't get another yellow in the house playing this.
I will be interested to see if he makes this and kind of rolls off what the next shot will be.
Yeah, they may take the run on then.
You could go either, yeah.
With Nick's last.
Yeah, low side if then he comes round, then I've got the same run as you guys.
We've seen 3 runs already on this end, I believe.
Yeah, these guys play the game like you play the game on the strategy board.
Right.
Right? Like it's.
Yeah,
it's
well,
not
then I'll do this. Like that. Although I think I missed that way more than they missed actually throwing actual rocks.
Yeah. Do you like it here high? Can do. Here high. Okay.
Just still deciding which side to make this on.
Yeah, the discussion is, do we hit it high so that the shooter, if we're on the wide side, rolls away, but we have to roll the rock farther across the house for it to go? Or do we cross it, but possibly leave a center, but have to roll the rock a shorter distance out? I think this is the correct call, Brent, playing high. It's not like the rocks don't fly out anyways. It actually crossed it.
Call.
And they did say high before he threw, too, so actually missed that by a pretty considerable amount.
So Nick wants to lie 2 here, force the issue, force Bruce to take a point. So he wants to be deeper than that red one substantially. Oscar's showing us exactly where we want to be. Back 4. Anything above the T line here past that red, Bruce is going to try the double. So a big shot here for Nicholas Edin, and this is where the sweepers come into play. Got to place this perfect.
Love to get this to fullback 8. Should very likely force either a hit and roll or a draw. And this will probably be open, so they can hit the back one on the nose.
And I think Bruce would probably just follow him down. Yeah. I don't think Bruce has got a weakness, but he sure does love to draw, it seems.
Final stone for Nicholas Edin and his squad in the first end. Just trying to split the house and make Bruce Mouat throw against 2. Sweepers like it. Should be no problem. That's exactly where they were looking. Well done.
Mission accomplished.
Bruce immediately with the broom down for the draw. And Brent did something, again, I mentioned that Bruce does love to draw. A lot of skips on this particular shot in the first end would look for a way to hit because they don't want to draw early in the game. That is not an issue for Bruce Mouat.
Oh, and having seen Nick's come down there, but you can see, Tyler, as I mentioned earlier, the difference in the ice. Nick was almost edge of 8.
Right.
And now they're inside middle 8. So I don't think he's going to play down to the back one necessarily. It is an option, but he's jumping on it early.
Final stone, first end. Bruce Mouat throwing draw against 2.
This looks quite light.
Does not look heavy. A little different path starting out.
15-5.
15-5 is no good.
Oh. And that's that in-between path we've seen so many times come up short. So it is a steal of 2 for Nicholas Edin. In the first end, they lead 2-0 after 1.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
pushing limits,
seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
See Corey's blank thing.
Ja, 15-3.
See Corey's blank thing.
Ja, den här var fan rörde inte en millimeter i sidled, den här sticken. Topp 4. Ja, det var lurigt och kändes ändå som att eliminera, för då tänkte jag då måste de ändå sticka den. Dra någonstans och de stickar den också, så är det ju drygt.
Take that scoreboard.
After a bit of a surprise on the last, actually not a bit of a surprise, a big surprise, Bruce Mouat coming up well short of the house. Draw against 2 in the first. Nicholas Edin steals 2, leads 2-0. Second end of play. Brent, we spent all that time talking about how Bruce doesn't fear the draw early. He just goes right to the hack and throws it. And didn't throw it far enough.
No, need a little more pepper on that one. As you mentioned, and we talked about him changing the path, and maybe that was the difference. I don't know, but Hammy did dive in right away. 15-5 is not a number that's going to get to the tee line.
Yeah, I think a little of both. That just took a little less broom, so it's crossing center line. Really took some weight off early. Nicholas has Chris Sundgren go right to the top of the button with their first. Now a corner guard for Team Mouat. We've seen a lot of times throughout the course of the week here, even with a 2 in the first or a 2-point lead in the first half of the game, teams still going to a center guard. But for Nicholas, prefer to go into the rings, go with the guard on the second shot, but a little more conservative play than what we've seen from a lot of the teams here.
I think no matter what he did with his first one there, he's going to see the corner guard from Bruce. But it's always hard if this had been different. If he had lost the draw of the button and you give up 2 in the first, it's like, well, that's not great, but you know, let's get it back. But having the hammer and giving up steal 2 feels way worse. The emotional part of the human condition is tough to control out here on the ice. Tougher for some than others, for sure.
Yeah, a guy makes the 25-foot angle run for 2. You tip your cap.
Yeah.
You miss the rings against 2. It's, what are we doing?
Right. First one, the guy's been around way too much to fold up 10th, though.
Yeah.
Although that is not a good effort from Hammy.
Yeah, skates by. Still open, too, so. Dean thinking maybe they can hit that stone, but also talking about the draw.
Starting to see this more and more often where it used to be automatically would hit the back one. We're up 2, we're pretty buried, hit this one, and then hope they don't make the freeze perfect. Now, Nick knows that they're not going to miss that shot again. And if we hit the back one and then they freeze him, that's a much worse situation. So why don't we just beat him in there?
Yeah, and that last part is the key, Brent. Beat him in, take that position away, because that's what they're going to do. And talking with younger teams when you're trying to coach them up, that's a big point that you make. But what does your opponent want to do? There's a lot of shots that it's all about your positioning, but especially when you don't have hammer, it's where are they trying to go? What are they trying to accomplish? You take that position or that line away, that's your number one prerogative. And that's a perfect freeze.
Accidentally pretty good. I think he was playing down to his own, but that's a good result.
Tap this and weave it. Okay.
Now here's where we see the high-level strategy come into play. Bruce trying to set up a 2, but doesn't want to pound stones and allow Nicholas to hit and get out of the end. So just going to tap some things around, try to create a pocket was the initial call.
Yeah, they for a second thought the runner would be good, but that wasn't going to leave anything good with that freeze being so good. I think you need to create something here a different way.
Yeah, the notable changes up on the scoreboard, or up on the screen for this year. That board could probably be about 20 more boards long.
Those Canadian teams are ruthless, eh, Tyler?
A lot of changeover.
There's blood in the water.
In-turn tap attempt over curling and wrecks the guard.
Okay.
This is, I'm starting to feel like there's not a lot of momentum heading in the Mouat direction. If I'm Nick, I might be trying to play a little aggressive here, feeling like everything's kind of going my way right now. Let's take advantage. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Now you take that position now, there really isn't what they can do. And while they're discussing Brent, you were kind of on the flip side of the coin that the teams that you played on stayed together for pretty long stretches. And I think that has to speak to you as a teammate, doesn't it? That they just got to keep you around as long as they possibly can.
Let's hope that's what it speaks to. So, but I played on a bunch of teams late, so I guess that says the opposite. But no, we had a really good thing going with Team Howard for a long time, and we got along really well, and we're able to play. And there's definitely an advantage in that. I mean, you look at the best teams in the world, not very many of them are brand new. Not that can't happen, and Team Jacobs will probably prove that this year. But I think of Mouat, Edin, Busu, even Returnes. We've played together for a little while. And there's some advantage there. Another great freeze. Bruce is, he's got to start thinking, how do we make sure we score here and not get ourselves right out of this game in the first 30 minutes?
Yeah, that 2-0 lead feels a lot bigger, not just because of the miss on that last shot, but now because you haven't made much the next end either.
Yep.
11-5. Tap this and stay on it. I guess officially, though, I got cut twice at the end of my career, maybe 3 times. So
I don't know too many players that didn't get cut at some point.
True.
The last team I played on, the 3 of them went and played with a different skip before I played with John, so it worked out pretty good in the end. But when 3 guys say, we're going to keep playing, but we're going to go in a different direction from you.
And did they tell you, look, we're all just going to explore our options, knowing?
It wasn't much of a conversation at all until it was already done.
Good shot there from Bruce. Turned the end a little bit. Bob making the good tap, but the Reds are still kind of lined up in a tough way for Scotland. That back one's not going anywhere.
Angles are pretty good still for Nicholas.
We're getting close to the point where we do need some contracts in curling, I think, and
buyouts,
it's
things
tough.
like that.
There's no money, so the buyouts are tough. But we're going to change that. The curling group's going to change all that stuff. But it is getting to the point where it's about the commitment now. It used to be, there's a big commitment, but now it's life-changing commitment to play at this level and to put your life on hold and make all those changes. For some, you might need more than another great shot by Oscar. Maybe too far, though.
Would have rolled about 6 inches less to be perfect. But now Bruce might be able to turn things around. They could lose both of those reds. All of a sudden, there'll be 3 yellows in the house and 1 red.
Right? How does that happen?
And all because of just 6 extra inches of roll. If that's dead on that line, lined up to the back red, Bruce is still in trouble.
He can't get any of the reds out.
I can't really roll anymore. That's fine then.
Needs to get as low as possible here, I think. Get close to that guard. Double out the middle 2. Shooter will be in a really good spot, and that yellow will stay right there. Still be frozen in shot, though, for Nick. So that, I think it was an accidental freeze, but that freeze by Rasmus is looming large right now. Looks like Team UPS over there stole another one.
They have.
Shoosty cakes.
Team Dropkin playing with 3 this week. A hip issue for Mark Fenner.
Pretty good. Getting uncomfortable. Not really anyway. Do you see any way, Tyler, where they could get shot rock out, though?
No.
So I know this is the automatic thought, but I don't know if I like this call. I don't know what I like, but I don't know if I like this.
Oddly, it seems like the only way you'd be able to get rid of that red is if the yellow touching the top of the forefoot moves.
Like if this doesn't stay in the rings, this one coming in, or it doesn't at least make the double, I don't think it's a great situation. Again, I don't know what else to play. So.
Yeah, if you hit the yellow that's biting top 4, I mean, you have to roll away probably, and then that might set up a double to stick 2, because it gets an angle on that back red one.
Comes the fastball. Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Definitely brings two into play for
out of
Bruce.
nowhere, right? I mean, not out of nowhere, but out of nowhere. If they don't throw that, I don't know what Bruce was going to do next.
Right.
But
yeah, moving that back yellow stone was the last thing you wanted to do.
He threw a great shot. I agree. That was my first thought, is we got to play this runner, but
Even half a stone out rolls
not very good now. Going to hit and roll to the broom here would probably be his plan. Nick then probably going to hit shot rock and try and roll in front and get an unforced error out of Bruce. But if they make 3 good shots here, 3 good hit and stays, a hit and rolls in a row, they're going to get to hang 2 points, I think.
I definitely want to roll away. Rolling underneath and leave a double for Nick.
5 minutes ago, I thought they might get up to steal 2 or 3. Pretty good. May roll on the back one with where that stopped, but
double attempt, probably jam on the back one in the back 12, so unlikely they'll take that on.
Om man kan chappa så lär han spela på den.
Ja. Troligtvis, ja.
Det har rullat lite kort, han kan vicka in en flisa.
Men då kanske man kan få en frysnick på den här. Eller liksom frysa den om den är rakt bakom. Alltså, jag gillar den bra. Ja. Det känns så här. Om den drar för det så kommer man vara ruskigt tajt på den här.
shot rock, the one deeper in the house. I think there's a way better chance of setting up a double if you hit this one. Nose, and then I'm not sure where Bruce can go. You might just want to roll kind of half under here. I don't think nose is bad, because then Bruce rolls under, there's a double. He rolls away, there's probably a double. And if he noses it, there will be a double as well. So let's do that, I think.
Nicholas Edin's first, playing the intern hit. Nicholas' squads with world championships in 2013, 15, 18, 19, 21, 22, and 24.
That's it, eh?
Never went more than 3 years without winning one. Just ends up on the beak. Very nonchalant from the boys.
I think that's what they were doing, because where does he roll now that's any good?
And nose
will leave a
probably leaves a thin double attempt, but
no hole, which is always more comfortable throwing those shots.
And if they're not comfortable playing it thin, they could roll all the way over underneath their own red.
Right around, right behind even the corner there. Side 4, side 8, second shot all the way across the sheet.
Yeah, I think that's the shot. I think it would be for either of them at this point.
Back line, yeah, it's just a kind of heavy draw, back line.
Yeah. I don't know why so late, I wonder.
Yeah. Also, I think if we do roll an edge on edge, he's got to get pretty close.
Maybe they want to leave it back there for a jam.
True. Bump it back and roll a rock under, and then the nose double jams, maybe. No, I don't know.
Must be the thought. Seems like it's maybe overthinking a little bit.
Okay. Does seem a little bit complicated. But I think Nick found a good shot there.
I think that's close, like.
Always wanting to hit and roll buried is the gut instinct, but him figuring out if we nose this, I think it leaves him in a pretty tough situation.
If they do nose this or catch it just inside nose with this weight, then that long roll we were talking about for Nicholas's last might play into that jam, and then you're playing the slashing possibly for 3.
Clean. Close. Yep. Clean. Go.
Have to wait, right?
Hard ball, get it close.
You want to get it to the inside. Yeah, just like that, exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, good shot.
Maybe even curls it. I can't really curl much more because then the double's there.
Pretty good.
They are thinking about that thing.
Ja, den är ju lite äcklig att gå på, för missar den så kan den ju sitta så också, men ja.
Go ahead and play it, just because we want to see it. Yeah, I'm not saying it's the right shot. It's the one we want to see.
I don't see much else other than just pick it out of there.
Yeah, they definitely were leaving it there for a jam. That's,
I think I like hitting the top one and kind of rolling a half a rock and kind of blocking blocking his way into the 8-foot.
That's a tough 2 then.
Tar riktigt tunt så går den ju över. Och tar
Just double,
flis,
is it?
flis.
I don't see it missing
Så
on the
nej, det
right
går
side
nog
as we're
aldrig upp
looking at
bollen
it.
åt det hållet. Då har man nästan inte ens fått ut den här.
I don't see it missing on the left side.
Det är väl om man
Well, I see it jamming,
missar
but
för mycket utåt och råkar ta den så då. Ja. Och så blir det
a
något
lot
sånt.
of
Fan, det är för
missteps this week.
Nej,
I'm still learning. I'm not perfect.
We had,
I'm getting better.
we had a couple good calls this morning, but
göra ett svårt hål här.
they were
att
pretty
han får ta
easy. We
liksom
tried to
segern.
lower the
Han
degree of
stannade ju ändå.
difficulty.
Han behöver ändå göra en bra då i alla fall. Tror rulla hit. Ja, gör det.
Yeah, I think they found the best shot again, as they tend to do. Hit and roll like halfway between the broom and the yellow rock.
Yeah. Dinkallade inte riktigt så mycket.
And then Bruce has got to find a way to get another one into the kind of full 8, biting the 4.
He can probably wrap around wide on the outturn side.
The speed would be the challenge right there.
Yeah, it's a guess definitely on the weight, so they're fine leaving him that.
Here we go.
Nick doesn't like it. Just ends up nose, so draw path's still open.
Play basically the same shot.
On nose is fine. Yeah, 6 feet left. So even.
I don't think he has to take a whole lot out of it. They swept that a fair bit and only bumped it. Same weight, bumps at the same distance. It's 2.
And I'm guessing he doesn't want to get on a different draw path either.
No, I think he learned his lesson in the first probably. And
Yeah. That hair inside's great, I know.
a final stone here. Second end, Bruce Mouat. In-turn draw, as he had in the first as well. Just needs to get touching 4 foot for his second point.
Hard line if you can. Hard line if you can.
It's a little tight out of hand based on
Line's
the
okay now. Line's good.
ball from the house.
Line's okay. Line's okay.
Just fine now.
Rev. 14-3.
14-3 has been right around back 4 all week.
Gonna love this over there.
And that's perfect. So they get their 2 back after the mistake in the first. We're tied up 2-2 after 2 ends of play in our feature matchup.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casual.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
Draw to the 4 foot for 2 for skip Bruce Mouat. Ties this game up 2-2. It's Sweden's Niklas Edin. Here at the Grand Slam of Curling HearingLife Tour Challenge, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Tyler George joined by Brent Lang. And Brent, we saw that 2 coming a mile away after the first half of the end. Bruce was just luring him into the trap. Get that 2. And we're all tied up.
It looked like 2 for Nick for a while. But as we've continued to see this week, there are a lot of twists and turns in a curling game, and we've got ourselves a tie game. We're going to start again, but Nick's wrestled hammer away from Bruce after losing the draw of the button. So, small advantage, Team Edin.
Both teams have struggled a little bit with draws so far in this matchup. A few mistakes early in that end from the leads. Something we're not accustomed to seeing from Chris Sundgren or Hammy McMillan. But no mistake here starting the 3rd for either one. Center guard from McMillan and come around draw to the top of the 4 foot for Sundgren.
Hammy's guard a little long. sure they wanted it closer to the HearingLife logo, but
You a little surprised that they came around guard that high, Brent?
I am, but I'm not. I mean, I don't think I would do that, but I think probably his thought is, if I don't, he'd probably throw another center guard, and you probably don't want to see that. And I know Nick's a pretty analytical guy, bit of a mad scientist at times, and he's probably thinking blank here is pretty nice. Third end, take the hammer to the fourth. If you ever get 2 and 4 up, 2 at the break is really highly likely you're going to win that game, so it could be that. He's not here to defend himself, so that's what it is. We get to decide what people are thinking.
Here's what he was thinking, and here's why we disagree with it.
That's right.
Yeah, it's kind of a mid guard, so the tight guard coming around it would still leave the double peel to get out of the end for a blank too.
Especially these guys.
Yeah. It's a little surprised that they elected to go around, but I think it kind of has become reflex for a lot of these teams too, that they just really want to be first in. When that center guard goes up, they don't want to be chasing teams of this caliber.
You ever get nose with red?
I would say at least 3/4 of the time when we see that center guard go up in a tie game in the first half of these games, that the other team goes right around as opposed to throwing the corner.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
And one shot we haven't seen yet in those situations that we used to see a lot back when we were playing, and you can drink every time we say back when we were playing,
I think so too.
is the draw to the open house when
Draw
you
to
see
the
the
open
center
side.
guard. When's the last time you saw that for the first shot for the lead?
That left with the dodo bird. Yeah, that's done. That's not a real strategy anymore at all.
Wade's good.
Like never. And we used to see it often, and even in the 9th, or I guess the 7th end now. And even when you know double centers are coming, you go open side, and it's just teams got to the point. This is real tight. It's tighter than that even.
Took off that today.
What's the rule? We can still hit our own rocks off the center line?
Yes.
Okay, if I'm going to commentate, I should know the rules.
You can.
Okay.
So they don't move that one back. And another situation that we really haven't seen very much here either that isn't quite as dead as the dodo is when someone goes to a center guard, you go to biting top 4 and they freeze, then you throw open side to back 8 and sit 2.
You see that sometimes when it's more top 8, and then if the freeze over curls to dead buried, you see that sometimes still. But yeah, like you said, it's not extinct.
Yeah, I just don't see it near as much.
Just look across 3 or 4 sheets right now. There's a pile up in the middle around center guards.
Yeah.
That's what we tend to see all the time. I only used to see that in Skins game. Miss those, miss watching them, miss playing them. I really miss just having Skins game around. It's such a cool strategy and format.
Well, we do know a guy we could talk to about maybe getting one of those going at some point.
Sounds like a good idea.
Outside chance of force.
If only there were like a curling group room tonight where people were all going to be and socializing.
Presumably it goes over the red
or
and the white.
What's the social house here? We talked about it earlier. It's opening tonight.
Yeah. Don't know if they have a name for it, so we'll just call it that. Maybe a social house.
I knew it earlier.
The Brent Lang Social House.
Dumber now.
Come on down.
Après curl. There it is. See, it comes to me.
So if I asked you something from 20 years ago,
I'd have it for sure. I was young and I had a good memory back then. So that's
same for me.
That was the heat from Bob.
Trying to clear both. No problem there. Layup for Bobby.
You make those look so easy now.
Pulls over to the wing.
There used to be about 4, 5, 6 guys on tour that could throw those kind of sub-6 peels, and now there's 4 or 5 guys on tour that can't.
Yeah,
everybody can.
A term that I don't remember much again is easy peel. So my peel then, that's what you want.
So leaning towards a blank here, if I had to put my money down on something, I think I'd probably put it on a blank. Deuce looks unlikely.
If money was coming down, I would say that's the side I'd be on. Double attempt for Rasmus Rana. No problem there.
Oh, I think I got my money in good.
In a good spot.
I know we don't have any money on it, but we did finally start our commentating. Pick 4. It's not a pick 6. There's only 4 sheets, but
for posterity's sake, we will not be broadcasting our picks.
We can broadcast the results.
Yeah.
Not the picks.
Yeah.
You guys can guess.
Yeah, there won't be any college game day of me putting on the mascot head of the team I'm picking. It would have to just be like the Skip's actual head, wouldn't it? So it's just a bigger version of their own head?
Yeah. One of those head posters you see in the stands sometimes, maybe.
I definitely had a few jokes there that I'm not going to use.
So not much going on here. I'm just going to trade hits, and later in the end, Bruce is going to take a chance at hitting and rolling behind the long guard, knowing that Nick can still chase it, but trying to complicate. Nick's not going to miss an open blank.
Yeah, if you have the option to roll 10 feet even to go behind the corner, if you roll out, it's still better than just giving them the open blank anyways, so you have no problem taking an aggressive run at it. So if the end was on the last shot right now, that'd be a great spot to leave that. With the stopper over on the side.
You at least have to roll across the rings, and it looks like there's almost a catcher on the other
There's a
side.
catcher there too, yeah.
Sneaky.
So you could hand place a spot to avoid a blank, you'd probably be right there. Corey dropping with a draw for 2 on sheet A. Tie that game up with John Schuster in the losers out U.S. battle, 2-2. Brad Jacobs gets a 2 back in the second after giving up 3 in the first. Matt Dunstone, that game 3-2. And Cameron Bryce, 2 in the first. For others with 1 in the second, that game is 2-1 in the third. Another losers out battle. And oddly enough, Brent, I know people really don't care about this, but Reed's team has 3 guys that I've beaten in the same league in fantasy football this year. 3 out of 4 of the games were all guys on his team.
Set him up and you knock him down, eh?
It's a strange schedule to play all 3 of those guys.
Snooze it for now.
Are they just brutal, or are you a specialist?
Probably more column man.
Okay, that's...
You're
honest.
I don't need to give myself.
I don't know anything about football, really, so I do know that, there's been a long-standing football pool amongst the curlers.
Yeah, that league's been going for a while now. A couple other guys out here in that league as well, Benny Hebert and Evan Cooey, amongst a few others.
Clay,
Bruce probably going to try and roll towards the center here just to make sure that he keeps it alive on the last. Never mind. That was on
miss
purpose.
again. There's that straight miss on the outside of the sheet once again. But you see it enough times again, you figure there's going to be an adjustment. But we've seen that miss so many times throughout the course of the tournament so far.
Surprised Nick's not just peeling the guard. I guess if we go around top 8. But, there's a jam. Okay, I'm in, Nick.
I think he thinks the guard is just high enough, or tight enough, I guess I should say, that he could get on the top of the rings and sure, maybe find a cheap 2.
Change my vote.
I like the call. Get a free look at trying to get 2, and doesn't mean that blank's out of play, but of course he could also change his mind as soon as I say I like the call.
I don't really see the point of just drawing open side. I mean,
now that I don't like. Yeah, as soon as they hear, oh, Tyler likes it, it's not the right shot, so let's get rid of this thing. So your original call, Brent, a couple minutes ago. Peel the guard. So there's 2 calls for you this end, actually, now, too, because this is probably a blank. Something has gone horribly wrong if this doesn't end up a blank.
The world is out of equilibrium. And a good situation for Team Edin. Tied with the hammer and 4.
Bruce was eyeballing trying to get 2 in the house with those on the side, but I don't think the angle's there.
I don't think so.
you for those draws then?
Every time I see somebody look at a shot like that, I think of Ryan Fry and the 2015 Brier final.
I've been hard on Ryan so far this week, but that's one of the coolest shots I've seen.
It's
And
the
his
coolest
reaction-
looking shot. Yeah.
His reaction was the best. You know, gives his broom a slap, tells the guys, "Let's go."
Let's
There's
go.
probably a word or two else, other word or two in there. But
just the way the two rocks both shifted to the center at the same time. They come to a stop. You look at it like, how in God's name is there a center with a rock behind it with where those were?
Line's good.
Right.
No.
even just to see the shot,
You look heavy, boys.
and to make
Looks
it.
heavy.
Bob's in.
He's trying to kind of hide
13-9.
one here, just make it a little awkward.
Well, never you, Bob.
Keep an edge on edge.
Never you, Bob.
Close, close.
One for your daughter there.
Yep.
Pretty good. I mean, at least they have to roll all the way across the house. But
that changes the turn, yep.
If he will play out turn across, or probably in turn into it, I would think.
He could probably make it with either turn with that broom.
Yeah,
The way
pretty
it's
close.
running. So will be a blank attempt. Final stone, third end, Nicholas Edin.
Yep.
Call that full peel.
Yes. Horse. Yep.
Needs to go to get all the way through. And Brent's a winner. There we are. There's your blank.
I lost on that shot. I would have been disappointed.
So the blank comes through for Edin. They are tied 2-2. He will retain hammer for the fourth end of play.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
Bruce Mouat, Nicholas Edin tied 2-2 after 3. Right, we expected this one to be a tight matchup and a few bumps early in the game for both teams, but things starting to sharpen up a little bit now. And right back to center guard for Andy McMillan's first shot of this end. See if they throw open to the wing in the house after.
Just short of rush.
I don't think so. I'm going to go with a no on that one.
Very good.
But I am interested to see if he throws a corner guard. I think he might.
I'm expecting corner.
15-5. But I kind of like to ask him.
There we go.
So we're going to have a good end here. I mean, starting off with a couple of guards. If I'm Bruce, do you entertain double centers? It's one way to kind of combat the corner guard, because you know if everything goes in the middle and they blow it up, I used to hate that.
Yeah, that's been the fairly consistent play too. Following the corner after one center is to throw the second center, so you force your opponent into having to draw around it.
I like it. I think teams are going to start to use it more and more. I think it's almost it's offensive, but it's almost defensive in some ways.
Bruce is not going to overextend too much. He's going right in. But that's kind of the beauty of the 5-rock rule and the no-tick rule, that these are not cookie-cutter ends where you can predict exactly what each team is going to do. There's a lot of different ways to accomplish your goal if you're the team with hammer trying to get your 2 especially.
I definitely can't predict, but I'm wondering about Hammer's rocks. Seems that he's heavy and not really getting a ton of curl on the second one.
The second one is a question mark.
Pretty good player as far as I know, so I'm going to give him some benefit of the doubt here. But good start here for Nick, and now that allows Nick to go straight around the corner. I don't think he would have done this if that was top 4-foot.
Right.
And I'm still thinking, if I'm Bruce, I'm still thinking about another guard, another center guard.
This is going to play a long ways right now, too.
Corner took forever as well.
Just a big late break, I guess. He's at wrecked the guard, actually. Well, that wasn't even touching the center line until maybe 20 feet before the hog line.
I wouldn't even make that because I want to see the double center. I wondered if you would, but kind of a sloppy, good first two, and then a sloppy second two shots here from the leads. But if you're Nick, you're thinking, I got a couple of guards. There's nothing very dangerous. And I'm pretty happy with this situation.
Close to 11.
Anytime the rocks aren't bunching up in the center and you have hammer after 4 stones, I feel like you can play a little more aggressive because you don't need to move anything in order to score.
I got 10-5 actually. 10.
Was Nick going to change his tune here and think it's kind of double centers now? Do I deal with that? Yeah, I think he probably will.
So you're predicting blank again now?
Oh, I hope not. Just to ease into this commentary stuff, and blanks make it hard.
Yeah, you got to fill a lot more time. A lot more back when we were playing.
I don't think he's going to throw this maybe super hard. Maybe he'll try and make sure he keeps the shooter, but nope, it's coming. Never mind. Plenty hard.
Rasmus Rana playing the triple if possible. Kills one, but rolls to the corner. So now if you're Mouat, you just get rid of those corners and kill the end, or you go underneath and force. And he's looking to go underneath.
I don't think we're double peeling.
Maybe a hair lower.
Right here.
Well then, yeah, let's not do that.
You hit it high, it goes low.
Ooh, I would be not 1,000% sure of that. Nothing worse than playing that and not being 100% sure and then finding out you were wrong.
If I hear this is where I think it goes, then I think we're not playing it.
I'd rather be curling it in than...
Could throw a tight center here, but I think this makes some sense.
I think the hesitation was if it was late enough in the end to play this, where you're playing for the force.
It's a rock or two earlier than you'd like to, but this is when the situation kind of presented itself. So
I think if they were sure about the angles on those corners with it still being on second stones, they probably do clear those 2 guards.
Totally agree.
11-0. 11-0.
It needs to open up those corner guards if you're next. So you can't leave that there and roll all the way across the ring. So playing in this lighter so you can get a lower roll, like a steeper roll, more behind the yellow one, further apart.
Rasmus playing the control weight, out-turn hit, trying to roll across the house. Essentially use that yellow stone in the top of the house as a corner guard. Actually, it's too thick, tough to do.
Bruce would like to roll this back to half buried, almost the exact same spot.
Control.
Yeah, that's the only dangerous path for Bruce, is getting underneath the staggered guards. So you want to take that draw path away if you can.
Yep.
Clean.
Clean. Curve. Curve.
Hard roll.
Hard.
That's pretty good. Looks like it's just poking out again, too. That's
perfect, I think.
Just perfect. Bill's wondering why he doesn't want to roll to completely buried. If they go all the way underneath, there's a decent chance that Nicholas will end up drawing underneath it anyways. Now you're forcing them to hit that stone. They don't really have anywhere else to go.
Oscar can roll all the way across the rings, close to that back one. He's got it close.
Yes. Come in. Bra.
Bra, that means really good.
It does to me.
That's perfect.
That's a great shot again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes such a big difference in what you're able to accomplish for the rest of the end when you make that shot. Now you can go back on the offensive. So I can only see maybe a third there, Brent. I mean, tough to tell from this angle, maybe half.
I think you're right.
Originally thinking he was playing the run back.
Yeah, the problem with the run is if you don't stick it so it's full 8, then Nick can go right under the corners and get shot rock.
Totally. But so Grant Hardy with a tough one here. Probably just hack weights the call.
In turn, hack weight shot, Grant Hardy. Team Mouat.
Clean.
Curl. I think it's time getting off the center line now. Lammy trying to get it to dance a little bit.
On that, Harry. On that. Well, mate.
No panic, perfect weight.
Good effort.
Well, that roll will allow Nicholas to go underneath the corner guard, though, and immediately calls for it. So now we're rounding into form, Brent. Now we're getting our calls in.
Needs this buried in front of the tee line. And you don't know what Bruce is going to do to counter if he can make that happen.
There's not much. I mean, you want it high enough that there'd be no freeze to get shot rock. So biting 8 foot would be enough to get shot. But do you risk going another foot or two and trying to leave room for a second one? Or just content with going underneath and making sure there's no freeze? I think probably the former.
Right where Nick's broom is pretty good. Anywhere buried in front of the tee line, I think they'll be pretty happy.
So it's got to go a little bit here.
No to curl.
Got to touch the 8 foot for shot. Just perfect again.
Pretty good.
Maybe a touch deeper actually than they would have liked. So.
Yeah, over curled, which allows you to draw in there for shot, and he's still buried.
Pretty similar, yeah.
It's kind of behind the second guard. So a chance to take this deuce away now. If Bruce can draw kind of to the end in Grand Slam of curling.
Okay.
Big freeze attempt for Bruce Mouat, trying to eliminate any opportunity for a 2 for Nicholas Edin. Has to be very precise here to be shot underneath the corners.
It's perfect line and perfect weight. Sounds tight.
Okay, roll, they got it.
Not close.
And this may bring 3 into play now for Edin.
Get off there, at least leave yourself a center or something.
Now there's going to be no run back opportunity, so again, what we mentioned, bring it deep enough that there's room for a second one on top of it.
Annars är det typ dra bak 4 här hela öppen.
Bruce, that couldn't have been his best
Om man ska
throw
spela någon vikt
line-wise.
så är
The
det
line's
väldigt nära
not
att
close
sticka den här.
early.
Gillar ni den eller den? Ja. Ja, jag gillar den. Bra chans. Försöka få den i den linjen då.
Yeah, we're not going to blame that on the rock, I don't think, because the one that he missed in first was his second stone. It was his first stone, so just maybe a little operator error from Bruce.
Also sounding tight early.
Right.
Not like they're surprised. I mean, usually when a rock's a cutter or something or straight and it sounds like it's made, then it's like, what happened? Why did it do this or why didn't it do that? So the ones he's missed have been kind of tighter. They're maybe just not getting it running like he normally does.
Brent, if Nicholas makes this where he wants to, what do you do if you're Bruce?
I'll let you know. Yeah, it's going to be super, super tough. That yellow one's can't come off your own. Like if you could, I think you might even take that on. But you know, you're going to have to make a perfect freeze or a come around at all, kind of bury half and make it as difficult as possible.
Och den här.
Mine's a little wider here, but starting to curl now.
Den är så kort ut. 14-8, kom igen. Gå, 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 gå.
That really hit the brakes.
They lost
Mer,
it.
mer, 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 mer. 8 för 2.
Well, that's
Still carries just far enough.
pretty good. So he's going to draw around that is what he's going to have to do. For those of you playing ends and you have
Jag trodde också det. När jag hörde 0
multiples
tänkte
for
jag, då är det
red,
nog-
you're in trouble.
Om Mogge hade 0 tänkte då är det nu min. Ja.
Yeah, they need to be full 8 around those two stones.
There's a triple on the reds. Run back to the left, like the tightest guard.
That was your first
I
up.
hope they all miss all those yellows back there, but I think they would,
Yeah.
depending on where you hit
This
it.
one comes close to just doing that.
It does come close to that.
Half stone.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can jam on yellow stones
Do you think
playing
it'll be
it.
here?
Oh, I think you've thrown it hard and it'll just curl an inch on you.
He is coming off his own, eh?
Yeah, he's got enough room. If that red rock carries another half a foot, I don't think they have that because it would catch the back of the other red.
I would be playing the draw here, but I don't have this shot, so it doesn't, not really an option. This is really all or nothing.
Yeah, I think what we would be playing comes with an asterisk here.
You can almost hit it and roll up slightly, but
But yeah, this is a thick half.
You're bringing the heat here. This has got to be coming.
Just trying to roll all the way across into the #1 counter.
curling a bit to the wings now.
Even if he makes it dead perfect, I think Nick can still probably dig it out for 2. Final stone for Bruce Mouat. In turn, cross house, in off.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh my.
That is something from Bruce.
And you got him forced. Had him
Yeah,
the whole
he
time.
made it good enough. He's not even going to try to dig it out.
Oh, it's gone in there. It's dead buried. I can see like an
Yeah,
inch
just a
or two of
sliver,
it.
not enough. What a shot by Bruce Mouat.
Game saver in a lot of ways. You get down 3 to these guys.
Det ser lite vitt ut där ute.
And the way they were calling it, too, sounded like it was way too thin. Just whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, that's good.
Men samma typ av approach, men mer sättning. Tror du det? Eller blir det kort där?
I don't think Nick expected over the last 4 or 5 shots to have to be drawing against here. But here he is, having to draw a piece of the forefoot to keep control of this game and take the 1-point lead into the break.
Final stone, first half of this A final feature matchup. Nicholas Edin needs pretty much touch the forefoot for their single point. Sweepers just valeting this one in. They like the weight. That will be just fine, and a single right to the button for Nicholas. He will take a 3-2 lead into the break in this feature matchup.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casual.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Goldline's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
Back for our second half of the feature matchup here at the Grand Slam Curling HearingLife Tour Challenge at the Bell Alliance Center, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Nicholas Edin with a 3-2 lead over Bruce Mouat. Tyler George here with three-time world champion Brent Lang. Brent was looking like a 3-ball possibly for Nicholas, going to Bruce Mouat's final shot, but as you put it, the old 68 miles an hour crosshouse nut underneath the guard by Bruce gets him out of trouble, forces Nicholas to draw for one.
Yeah, hell of a shot by Bruce, and especially after personally, not having his best game so far. A couple of his throws have gotten away from him, very uncharacteristically. So to bail the team out and get this game to just down one, now they can make two here. Even a blank here, I think they'd be okay with. That's why they're not throwing the corner guard. But we are far from over here, folks. We've had some fantastic games so far this week. Super entertaining, some with no misses, some with lots of misses, and some in between, but all entertaining. And all the games, as I'm about to jinx it, that we've featured have been quite close.
Yeah, I think that's one of the joys of getting to do these games throughout the season is we'll never call a game that doesn't have a team in the top 16 in the world in it.
Impossible.
Yeah, that's the slams, folks. If you're here at the big dance, then it's nothing but the best in the world. You remember where your first slam was, Brent?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, maybe. I think it was the Players' Championship in Leduc, Alberta, because we were not one of the original slammers. We were just into men's, and we were humming and hawing. We were asked to become a part of it. We voted, and as most teams, one of the players' vote counts for extra. That's the skip. And we went and stayed in men's, but then we were invited into the Grand Slams. The first one, I think, was the Players. I think it was in Leduc, Alberta. I remember John Meade going out of his way to make us feel very welcome because some of the players didn't want us there, and I don't blame them. They've sacrificed the time to get these going. Sure. We just kept going as normal, and then all of a sudden came in. And of course, as weird things work, we got all the way to the final just to make it worse. But Stoughton did take us down. Yeah, I think it was Leduc.
So John was nice until he had to take you out of the tournament in the final.
True. Maybe that's why he liked us there.
I'm sure these guys make the final. No surprise that John would be that welcoming and gracious as well. One of the best guys on tour.
Standard start. Leads back to their old tricks. Pile up in the middle.
I was hoping just for a second maybe they'd throw open side where those are set up.
I wouldn't hold your breath with these guys.
All right, I'm going to give you over under 0.5 times that happens in our feature game this week.
It's under.
At some point. That's
I think it's under. I don't think we're going to see it.
Nope.
A hair low. Normal.
So Bruce seen enough of this. The yellows, the angles are quite good for both teams because they made all 4 shots.
You did hear the call from Bruce, though. They're only playing normal.
Wants to save the shooter, right?
Yep.
And again, these guys play the lighter weight runbacks as well or better than anybody. Little trick there. If you watch that, I don't think we'll get the replay because you'd have to see the sweeping. But as a sweeper, and Grant is a third, but he wasn't listening to anybody. He could see it. It was right down center. He knew where it had to be. Bruce called yes, and then he called whoa. Grant didn't let up for a millisecond.
Yeah, that is a veteran sweeping trick. That center line serves as a guide when you're playing shots that's around it, so the sweepers can tell the line that it's on, and if they're worth their weight in gold, then based on the weight thrown, where the rock is, they know whether or not they need to sweep it.
And all of a sudden, it's a really good setup for Team Scotland, Team Mouat. Needs to kind of put this one back.
That's a really good shot there. Bobby
Bra
Lammy.
linje, bite 8. Behöver han kalla eller? Nej, bra linje.
Rasmus just being asked to replace it. Same shot he just threw, and here we are. We're back again. Same exact situation. That one's dead touching it though. And
yeah, tough to pick that one without moving him around now.
I think you're gonna see an out-turn freeze bump instead. Unlock shot rock, and no, he's just gonna blow it up. He's gonna lose shot rock here. Maybe thinking he can keep the shooter coming in and the middle one. I don't know.
Bobby's going to go talk to him about this. I think he wants to take a look at the angles before he throws it.
Nothing great. So may just be thinking if we blow it up, we'll probably can get a blank out of this. Could just hit a third shot. Pick the red one off, lie 2. It's my new favorite shot. Yeah, hit the second yellow one.
Get back in at T-weight.
See if we can hear him.
Couple inches.
Yeah. Don't want to move this too far.
No, yeah, it's never going far at T-weight.
As possible at like top 4, top 8.
Yeah.
See, as soon as you said it's your new favorite shot, then they went back to original.
My original favorite. I like this too.
Okay, top 4.
You're going to play the yellow one. Like, I know what Bob's thinking. If it does hang, we can sweep it by. But I don't think with T-line back 4 weight, I don't think that's going to be a good result because you're going to roll your shooter to a really bad spot. So no tolerance on this one. I don't think these two teams don't think about how to miss shots. They think about how do I make this.
Yeah, this is not a where can we be shot. It's just a make it shot.
So just trying to free up that top red one and keep another yellow one on a good angle, top 12. Important not to be heavy here because you definitely won't get the line if you're heavy.
Got you there.
Sheet B and sheet C basically mirroring each other right now.
Curl. Please. Straight. Go, Bucky. Whoa. Curl.
Sounds close. Need to get by a little tighter than that to be perfect.
Okay.
Not great, not terrible. Nick's probably going to rip that double out of there. Pretty much else.
Dubbla dom ett alternativ. Ja. Frysa där ett alternativ.
Necessitate a discussion between Nicholas and Oscar Eriksson.
I guess you could freeze in the pocket and then that double's still going to be there, but I don't think Bruce is going to leave it for you.
Ja, den typ helljumd. Ja. No. Den är ju inte lätt, men den kommer väl, man kommer se lite, man kommer se fjärdedel kanske. Tredjedel kan man se. De kan göra den här dubben också.
And what would Bruce do? So I'm going to give Oscar that double. Those yellows are going left and then the shot rock, and then Bruce is going to come down and try and get thick on that yellow and kill the back red on line 1. First and third.
Det är bra att den ligger på hörnet så att den går när de slår här, men försöka bara dutta lite grann och ligga mitt på linan. Det är typ normal. Ja. Normal och bara vicka till linan typ. Ja. Kommer behöva använda den lite grann liksom så. Ja, så typ 60%. Ja. Normal take. Man får lite. Man inte behöver ta sig
I would agree with that. It sounds like he switched to normal and he's just going to hit
kommer peta lite i det.
Kind of like this. Just roll into that pocket. Still not real easy for Bruce to find 2 with the way these rocks are set up.
Taken away if you like this. That rock's almost helping you though. I'd like to freeze if you want to get a rock in there. Right now you can get shot rock out on both sides. Sounds like this one was tight and taken off.
That's not what they wanted to do. Those angles not playing well for Team Edin now.
Yeah, it's fine. It probably does this. Okay. Love, if you're playing this, a hair high.
Playing the runner here.
Hair high. Okay.
Right on the nose, almost. A hair high, he's saying. So let's see what turn he's playing. Out turn.
If your nose is okay, you probably lose this one.
Throwing this hard.
Yeah, all the Reds may be gone after this, and still with a center guard, too, so could be sitting 3 if this is made well by Grant Hardy.
Okay.
Not exactly what they wanted, but they are line 2. No easy double.
Here comes the blank again, probably. Huh?
I'm not putting my money there yet. Right in line would be good.
Yeah, he's got the slash as well. If they want to just get rid of both of them now.
Then you might want to move your money over to the blank.
I'd be a little surprised if they don't play the slash, honestly. Not saying it's what I would prefer, just the way they play. Generally, that's what they would play. They are going to play the roll in.
I think, having no idea what he said, but just by what he's doing and what he's motioning, I think he's saying if we do make the slash, he went and motioned the double on the Reds, and then we get a blank. And so he's willing to take on a little risk here, risking giving up 2 to get the force. The force would be great for Nick here, and then hammer with 3 ends to go, 2 hammers against 1 in theory.
A little too thin. It's going to go all the way through. It's a good chance for a cheap 2 now for Mouat.
Normal. This is a quarter.
Rasmus couldn't quite hold it.
Normal.
Quarter.
Yeah.
Doesn't look quite smooth, is it? No, he's right enough.
Surprised at all by this, Brent? Hitting the one in the center?
No, because I think blank's okay, and I don't know where you go. Can't hit the left one, it'll leave a double, and then you'd have a double back. So this, I think, is the best result, but it's also going to leave a double back. Also a hard shot, I think, which is probably your main point.
Yeah, they're saying a quarter.
Missed it. Good. Super happy. Going through a cold streak there for a while. Good to know they still care. And a good chance to force now for Nick. Nick getting what he wants here. So I don't like that double now. I mean, if you're going to miss it, but that's a hard shot for sure. Those guys make those look so easy most of the time. So Nick probably trying to hit and roll to the broom here. Make sure no double.
Edin's first, playing the out-turn hit and roll. Trying to keep these 2 rocks even up so there's no double attempt to set up the blank.
Järnet! Ligger bra, kom igen! Mickel! Bra så.
Pretty good. No double there.
Nice. Bra så.
I think I'm safe in saying that.
Bra spel.
He's got to freeze to one of them, give himself a chance to either get it. Probably not a deuce. This is more of if I freeze, maybe nickel blast, and I can get the blank.
14-5. Bruce agrees. Just playing the freeze to the #1 counter.
But if he makes the freeze really good on the center line side and doesn't move it, it will actually go straight across into the other one. So Nick will then be forced to try and nose it and stay just shot, which would be hard because it will be in front of the tee line.
Line's good.
In-turn freeze attempt, Bruce Mouat.
Way only. Way only.
Can he get just a hair high on this freeze?
Can use the
cross.
curl.
Really finishing now. Oh wait, just not there. I haven't seen Bruce struggle with draws this much in a while.
Spela clearing om du gillar det, eller mindre fart. Ja, ligga kvar. Clearing blir bra.
If they haven't already, I would switch those rocks. If I'm Grant or I'm Bobby and I like my rocks, I say I don't know if there's anything wrong with the rocks, Bruce, but I know I like mine, so let's just switch them. Especially if he said anything.
Right.
he's even mentioned. I'm not sure about that rock, and I knew mine. I would tell him to take him.
And the verbiage matters so much too there, and how you approach it, where it's not necessarily saying it's the rocks, but it just doesn't look good the way they're running. Let's switch them up. This set's perfect.
Bra. 40.
No issue for Nicholas on the slash through the hole.
Det är underbart.
So Bruce will be drawing once again against a 2. Mission accomplished for Nicholas, regardless of what happens on this shot.
He's changing the path. He's going to go draw the button path, which I don't blame him at all.
Yeah, when we talk about not changing the path during the game, it's when you're not changing it to a path you don't like.
10, 5, 11.
Now they are changing to a hit. So it really tells you that Bruce is not comfortable with the way his rocks are running out of his hand for draws. Final stone, 5th end. Bruce Mouat, open hit, stick.
Clean.
Take their single.
Clean. Yep. Whoa. Clean. Yep.
Sounds like we got a tie game, Tyler.
Clean.
Sweeper's just cleaning in, and we do indeed have a 3-3 tie. That single by Mouat. Edin will have hammer in the 6th end following this break.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably.
All tied up 3-3 in our feature matchup. A final. Dean and Bruce Mouat. Nicholas will have hammer here in the 6th end. Tyler George with 3-time world champion Brent Lang. And Brent, you always love playing a 3-end game when you probably get hammered twice.
Usually you do. It didn't work in the 2018 Olympic semifinal, but usually it does. Yeah, it's a good situation here for Nick. And
I swear I'm not setting those up on purpose. That did not cross my mind.
I never think of that game, Tyler. Don't flatter yourself. Yeah, and I like what Nick's doing here. He's going to take a chance. Tons of confidence. It's easy to take chances when you know that you got guys in the middle that can make the runners and blow everything up if things don't go well. He'd be okay with scoring one here, but he wants to make sure he takes a chance at 2. And if I'm Bruce, I don't hate the double centers, but that first one stopped in a tough spot.
So I was just going to say it. I think Nicholas was throwing the corner anyways, but where that center ended up makes it a lot more comfortable for him to do. And there isn't a good spot to throw this second center where if Nicholas does want to clear, that they can't move them both pretty easily. So they're going right in instead.
He did call short. He tapped short anyway. This could be one of the audibles, but
well, this is the rock that you don't like, too, that you think has been running a little deep, too.
Assuming he's still got the same ones, yeah. This one looks pretty good. This one looks really good.
That's well done by him. Perfect.
Good shot.
As good as you can do with where that first guard ended up.
Hammy and Bruce were on the same page. Grant and Bob seem to have other ideas, but it's a good setup.
I think you called top 12.
And this was kind of your sister's question, wasn't it? Where do we go? Do we go around the corner? We go around the center? And the centers are too good to ignore here, I think. If there was an easier double peel, I don't mind going around that corner. But that corner is a nice angle raise rock for Nick. See if I can tell the future.
I'd love to get this to full top 8, no deeper than biting top 4. I was wondering why you don't want it all the way to the forefoot. It's because you're pretty sure your opponent is going to try to follow with a freeze. You'd like to keep scoring space for yourself for later in the end. The deeper that goes, that freeze cuts the scoring space down considerably. So that's a perfect spot there from Chris Sundgren.
They're trying to move this. It's in such a good spot, you can't really afford to leave it there.
Wade's good. Yep.
Brad Jacobs, after giving up 3 in the first end, has now stolen 1 in the 5th to go up 5-4 on Matt Dunstone in our other A final.
It's a little light here and tight. When you're light, you finally end up tight.
That clicks and spills into the top of the 12s.
I think Nick's probably comfortable with those double centers right now to keep that risk going and just kind of probably knows that, or hit and roll in front, or even, yeah, the long roll would be fine too.
He doesn't want to leave that stone there. So I agree, Brent. I think that long roll actually looks pretty good, but talking about possibly just nosing to.
I don't think you want to roll there, because then he might loop around everything on the other side, on the out-turn side. So
that broom makes it look like they are just playing the nose or short roll. Not going to leave the double, I don't think. So probably roll in maybe a 1.5 foot. But those angles don't play that well in that spot.
okay, he wanted to roll kind of half buried. I don't know if the double is there. Hard to tell from our angle. Is it time to lay it on the line and go, oh, definitely not a double?
Yeah, I kind of expected the come around draw as soon as that came to a stop because of the angles. Seemed very hesitant to attack with the draw right now, or at any point in the last few minutes. Now looking at that out-turn come around.
Give this a go.
I think sooner or later somebody's going to do it.
A quarter into the forfeit. Just a quarter in the forfeit.
All right, I'm going to take that call. There's one for me on the board.
There it is. So we've got to pick a speed, and I think the speed is, don't be light here. This is going to be a little bit heavier. Should curl lots.
Bobby Lammy with the out-turn come around draw, looking to get to the back of the forefoot.
Yep. Light on, wait. Yep. Back eight. Clean. Clean. Close.
Back 4, back 8.
Back eight.
It's right between those two. It's good.
Back eight. Line's really nice. Okay.
Stop to be shot. See if it fudges in the slide path. That's really good. Great shot by Bobby. Good guess, as you mentioned, Brent, getting out that far. Trying to decide exactly what the speed's going to be like with a path that's off the draw the button path.
That's why I didn't love the call Nick made there to hit and roll like that. Red one's a center guard.
Right, and it kind of forces him into playing the shot that can kill the end.
But another good draw here, and it's just the scoring area is really closing down.
Right.
And a miss, any miss here now from Nick, and a steal is possible, and a steal would be, not game-ending by any means, but a little bit catastrophic. You give up control of the game.
Same path here for Rasmus Rana. And follow Bobby Lammy.
It looks like they made it.
To the top of the lid. Shot rock. Again, though, Brent, as you said, scoring space is awfully small. It can be difficult to do anything with that yellow stone.
I think you just got to follow him down here.
3/4, 10.
Okay, I'll let you call the line. I'll let you
Playing
call the line.
nose control, wait, run. Is that the call?
3/4.
It looks like he's playing it, the tight yellow one into the top 4-foot red, but again, we're not dead behind the sheet, so I can't tell, but obviously it's there. Bruce isn't stupid.
Yeah, I was going to say from the overhead, it doesn't look like you can get by the rock on the top of the 12-foot playing that shot.
Bruce has looked closely at it, so clearly you can. This is a ballsy call. If this doesn't go well, like you kind of got him forced. Good effort, yeah, agreed. Shooter rolled, like, it's not bad. Not great, not bad. I think the freeze might have made some. The outturn freeze would have been good also.
I'm not sure what Nick does if you make the outturn freeze.
What does he do now? Does he play the wider draw? Like, just try to get low on that yellow? Or Grant's shooter stop. That thing's coming in again, probably. Intern bump on the red one. I like that, actually. It opens up that side of the sheet a bit for you.
Borde gå, det går definitivt. Jag kan nog missa precis tunt också.
Det här skulle vara bästa resultatet, tror jag.
With the importance of this end, things are slowing down a little. You feel that?
Yeah, they're going to discuss this one for a little bit. Nicholas with 8 minutes, 10 seconds and running on their clock. Bruce Mouat, 9 minutes, 50 seconds.
Tar du halv så
Either
är det
team
nog...
low on
Nästan på
time.
halv faktiskt. Kan göra den om den känns lättare.
Stickar en fjärdedel eller?
Just a little bit. But generally, Brent, you have 3 minutes per end. You have enough to not have to rush.
Yeah, that's pretty comfortable pace. I'm a former Team Kui player, so 30 seconds is plenty.
You have a PhD in the subject.
In the hurry-up offense. He's trying this thing double. Is that what they've decided? That wasn't on my possibility projections.
Okay. That'll
What
do.
a hell of a result that is.
That's pretty good. Always nice to have that bullet in the chamber. Both the yellows go. Edin now sitting 2 once again.
Gonna play it with some weight, that yellow. It doesn't shoot rolls off.
Would we lie shot?
You have to be half in the 1 foot.
The 1 foot's the button, of course, right, in Scotland?
Wherever you like, fight me either.
Used to be in the U.S. too, back when it was the 1 foot.
Team Hood, the New Zealand guys, who we got to know a little bit when Jen and I were over in New Zealand for a while, working with the New Zealand and Aussies a couple of years ago. And
Behind them around 2 or 3
they have a different, like old school Scottish top 2.
Top 2.
Yeah, and I don't remember what it is either. We're gonna have to text Anton.
Time out.
We're gonna take a time and talk about this. I think this is a good spot for a timeout because they're in some trouble.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of good places to go right now. Even with 3 stones remaining.
Play this at
I
down.
think top 2 is the top half of the 4 foot. Top 4 would be the top half of the 8 foot, and top 6, top half of the 12
Think whether
foot.
your draw or
We'll
this.
go with that until Anton corrects me, but let's see what the guys are thinking
I
here.
think the draw is really tough, but yeah.
I don't see a draw, do you?
I don't see a good spot to throw one to, no.
Intern through that hole, I guess?
Would you like?
He's got the soft run. And the yellow just off the rings. It's kind of an all or nothing, but you still have 2 shots remaining after 2.
You don't.
You said you didn't like the one.
I don't know that I like anything right now for him, but
Yeah, it's just if you're through here and you roll wide, then we're
Coach Goodfellow, Michael Goodfellow. Been working with the guys the last couple of years. Olympic silver medalist.
Tap, tap, I guess. I mean, you could play this at like back line.
Could burst, yeah.
Trying to hit 7/8.
I think you have to do something with that yellow stone. Back line, that's fine. You can get a decent result out of it still.
5 at back 4.
I'm thinking back line. Just
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking to not open up and leave a hole.
I still think back line's okay.
Okay.
Well, they found a hard shot. Trying to hit this just a hair high, like 7/8 maybe with back line. Have the shooter not roll
Quite
very
enough to
far.
me, boys. What do you think? Bruce, I don't mind a touch more.
And the positive side of playing this weight is you don't have to make it perfect to get something out of it.
Back 8, back line.
If you're anywhere underneath and you're out counting the number 2 counter, takes a little pressure off for the last 2 for Skip. So Grant Hardy playing back line weight tap.
Curl.
Clean.
Curl.
Just a hair on the high side.
Hard. Hard. Gonna go. Hard. Hard, Bob. Okay. Pretty good.
Pretty good result.
Very good.
Second shot.
12-9.
Stays underneath cover.
Skulle kunna spela på den.
Ja, jag ser.
Okay,
Tjock
he's enough to
tredjedel.
make this.
Ja,
Inte
jag
riktigt
drar väl och
40.
klippa den här insida. Då får de någon typ av frystapp där.
Då lär de väl frystappa lite på gul. Komma
Edin
insida.
believes there's a hole, and I think Oscar has confirmed it from the hack.
Så, eller garden.
Tappa röd.
Ja,
Gillar du det?
ja det gör jag. Ligga kvar här liksom.
Not a hole, I guess, enough that they can make the short run.
Ja, fart bak 8 någonting eller lite plus har vi råd med om linjen är rätt.
Vad tror du han kommer göra här?
Vad gillar du för is?
We're going to play a similar weight, I think, to that he just played and try and
Tror du?
get to 2/3 of
De har
this.
kallat över några här också.
Ja, jag tror det kommer komma lite curl, men...
Tough shot, but can really put some serious pressure back on Team Mouat. Lie 2 kind of lined up in the forefoot.
I think they want to bump that rock back to a spot where
Lite vid.
that run on the yellow might play into a jam too. You get really nitpicky with
Behöver
it.
curla, behöver curla. Behöver curla, behöver curla, behöver curla. Ja, bra. Fint.
Right.
Mycket bra. Nice. Bra skåra.
Nice.
Yeah. Back 4.
Some precision curling going on in this end.
Quite the chess match in the 6th.
I think we're just going to play this.
That red looks like it rolled on to me, which
Same weight.
matters. Just trying to follow Oscar here. Get through this hole, chisel off that red. If it goes straight through, which I don't think is possible with that weight.
Yeah.
Would get the
Yellow
shot
shot
off,
first.
but
Okay.
And you know how to stick it there. Still like shot.
that through the hole looks impossible to
safer.
me.
Okay.
And if you
Half stone.
just have this one open, he goes here, you've got this one to force. At your thick half.
Playing the triple on the reds.
So tick, tick. Oof.
Yeah, thick half.
This would be a fun one.
Not to throw, to watch, right?
Think you're even close to
The ones we cheer to see in the booth are the ones that we least want to throw in the game.
Thick half.
Yeah, if this misses, like if it doesn't tick the top one, if he ever runs it into the second one and plants it there, he's going to kill his second shot and leave them 2 buried. So 0 margin for error here.
Bruce Mouat, circus shot attempt.
Clean.
To run this in and clear both the reds in the house.
Clean. Clean.
Clean. That's why it's clean. My goodness.
Clean. What do you mean? You sounded like you were questioning.
Yeah, I was amazed that you're even calling clean on a shot that precise, but that's how locked in they are. That is so good from Bruce.
Okay.
Second
And the pressure
time.
flips again for the 7th shot in a row.
Ja, men några center från full fyra.
Just great stuff there from Mouat.
Ja, lite trög kommer det väl gå.
Optimalt lägger han lite på
When
hörnet.
we're questioning the sweep call, it's not that we're disagreeing with it. It's that it's fairly unusual on shots that precise to hear someone say the word clean as if they know it's made.
Grant already told us what's going to happen next. He said if we make this, then you'll have this run back here to force. So knew Nick was going to draw here, assuming he's going to make it. And then they're going to walk up and play the out-turn run back and plant that in there. And then Nick's going to draw the side of the button. And we're going to go to the next 10.
The script is in. Why are we even
4-3.
throwing these? What's the point? Let's just move on.
I think because it'll be a really tough shot to be forced.
Whoa, whoa. Behöver Kalle komma ner.
I think there's some validity in being just shot back 4 here, but got to be shot. That's not a good spot.
It is shot rock, but
ideally, want to be top button, yeah.
draw will be forthcoming right down to that stone, but I think they said they just want it top button.
Yeah, don't want, if they come right to it, then he can probably follow it down and just kind of chisel off of it because it's not dead behind the button. But I don't think they're going to be super upset if this is in their shot rock. You could walk it down. You'd probably put it, you know, half rock high, just top button, and
straight behind the guard.
Yeah, and they would not really have a shot.
Yeah, because if it curls up a little past that, based on what we've seen in this game, Nick has the gimme half a rock run in double on the corner guard for 2 for
Line up
fun.
again. Line's good.
Line's great.
Carve if you're heavy. Line's still good. Line's good. Close, hammy. Whoa. Where? Close, hammy, close. Yep.
Top button.
Hard.
Now bring it all the way down.
Masterclass in communication there.
Really good.
Also makes our job extremely easy. Don't say anything. Is there room?
So
I think there's room for him to come down, follow that, and just kind of bump and roll an inch and have a piece of the pin.
They initially were signaling for the run
Man kan nästan inte skava in det, för det här
lose
kommer
all
bara
three.
dödsitta. Man kommer inte knorra tillräckligt.
Nej, behöver gå ganska tight på cornern.
Man behöver perfekt
It looks
fart,
like there is room to
fjärdedel.
score.
Vad ser vi då?
So.
Utan att glida för långt.
Jag hade där på förra. Ja. Ser du typ där?
Ja.
Definitely can't curl to the nose.
Kändes som vi gick ganska nära mitt i hålet, va? Ja.
The difference between
Ja, det är så bra.
tapping that red stone even 2-3 inches and being dead frozen on it is it gives you that much less margin for error to score, as you can't move the yellow in order to get to the pin. Just so well read there by the sweepers. Once they knew it wasn't stopping top button to lock it on.
Yep.
Final stone, 6th end.
Kan hålla igång.
Edin
Okej.
draw to the pin for his single point
Håll igång om ni kan.
against one Mouat counter.
Japp.
There's on off. Line every bit as important.
I expect nothing but a make here.
I think it's good.
One red.
And it is one red. Fantastic draw from Nicholas. Back and forth battle. Edin leads 4-3 after 6 ends.
Ja, nice. Ja, jag tyckte också det.
Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casually.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable. And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms?
Light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And is the choice of champions.
The heavyweight battle we were expecting. Back and forth with Edin and Mouat throwing haymakers, 4-3. Edin now leads Mouat after drawing the pin on his final stone. Mouat with hammer in the 7th. Chris Sundgren for Team Edin going to the tight center guard. Keep it on the center line in that no-tick zone. I believe it stops just short of the paint.
It'd be important.
Mouat does agree that it's off, so be drawing around there first. And Brent, these 7th ends where the team is down 1 with the hammer. Always interesting to see exactly what point they change gears, looking at if it's a 0 or 2. The last thing you want is to get forced or give up a steal.
It's just keep moving for time with it, boys.
A little tight on time, as you heard Grant say. So yeah, every team has a plan here. I mean, this is a very common situation. What would you rather be? Would you rather be 1 up without coming home, or 1 down with? And not necessarily do we have a definitive answer. The stats still tell you you'd rather be 1 up, but it's a bit of a feeling. How's the game been going? And
we saw Team White have that decision in our feature matchup earlier, where they had the option of hitting and sticking for 1 or hitting and rolling out and giving up 1. Matter of if they wanted to be, well, that's the opposite. Sorry, they had hammer and lead, and electing whether or not they wanted to go up 2 or if they wanted to be tied up with.
That's changed with the 5 rock rule. Nobody ever.
A third.
Yeah, White actually elected to take the point and go up 2, which we were a little surprised by.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a 50-50, but so this one now in, and you're going to see the double. Hammy doesn't get to throw the high hard ones that often, but here it comes.
Look at that.
His dad, Hammy Sr., would be proud.
1 for 1.
Hammy loved to throw the high hard one, the around the horn.
We'll give you a dap on that one, Hammy. Yeah, Senior loved that one. Watching across the pond, I'm sure.
So you can safely push your money to all in on a blank here.
I think we can say that, yes. The free guard zone and no-tick zone are both finished already. So Bruce will peel this end out, so we're going to have to fill some time. And we can tell you that we have a final on sheet A, John Schuster with the 8-3 victory over Corey Dropkin. So John's playoff hopes still alive. Need 2 more wins. Corey's week will be over. Over on sheet C, Team Jacobs with another steal in the 6th, now leading 6-4 over Matt Dunstone. The winner of that game will qualify for the playoffs. Loser drops to the B final. And on sheet D, Cameron Bryce with a 5-2 lead over Reed Carruthers in C event matchup, with the loser out and the winner advancing. Bryce with hammer in the 7th, up by 3 as well. Back on our feature matchup. Nicholas Edin up 4-3, Mouat with hammer. And Brent, as much as you like to have a bunch of rocks in play, I think we got enough excitement from the last few ends, especially the 6th, that we could take a break and peel these out and move on to the 8th.
A little decompress. But and this is exactly what Mouat's looking for. As you heard Grant say earlier, got to play pretty quick here. Well, you're going to play really quick. They're going to play an end in 30 seconds here now.
Yeah, this is good in many ways for Team Mouat, especially. Saving some time and getting to just blank this end out. The expecting them to make all these peels.
I don't see them missing any peels, but crazier things have happened. So after a bit of not a shaky start, but not a fully precise start, Bruce has come up with some incredible shots in the last half hour.
And one thing you'll see too here, Brent, for those wondering why Team Mouat isn't hitting and sticking in this situation as opposed to rolling out. If they nose that stone, you'd probably see Team Edin try to go around it, maybe to get a force, as the percentages don't change that much unless you can get a force out of it.
Then your percentages go way up.
Yeah, if you can get a 1 for your opponent and take hammer, the last end tied, great chance, obviously, of winning the game, but
Bruce not stepping in that trap,
Bruce will not, no. It'll be peels all the way out no matter where these rocks end up.
The other A finally, the momentum, as he said, has completely shifted. 4 unanswered points in a row here by Jacobs, 2 then steal.
Yeah, since that 3 in the first end, Jacobs has outscored Dunstone 6-1. Maybe just a little blip in the first from what we saw earlier from Team Jacobs. They were going on all cylinders, so less surprise that they ran off those 6 points than give up the 3 in the first.
Yeah, the Team Jacobs we watched yesterday looked really hard to beat.
Really, really good. That was one where we kind of felt bad for Ross White. Seemed like he made a couple of great freezes, and Brad Jacobs with a couple of picks on stones with virtually no space between them.
Felt so bad for Ross that my tweet about where the game we're covering, I actually put White instead of Mouat. Apologies to Bruce and the fellas. Trying to get in a quick lunch. The pizza, I guess, made me stupid.
Was that good?
I guess.
I'd have to make a stop over.
So guard, peel, guard, peel, guard, peel. Nick will probably go in the rings now. The last one, he's going to try and draw in there and hope for a miracle.
Interesting when you watch these final stones when there's nothing else in play and you know the blank is coming, where they throw it, because that's essentially saying, this is the spot that we think you're worst at.
Could be, and sometimes you're throwing it where you think the ice is the trickiest, but yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Oscar saying to Grant, you're going to play the out turn. Ouch. So just in case you were wondering if they thought this was his worst
That might have been a little dig
That
there.
was confirmation.
And these are friendly digs out on the ice between these players, of course. Final stone, Bruce Mouat, in turn, peel attempt. Makes no mistake. We will move on to the 8th end. Mouat retains hammer, down 4-3.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
It's a gold line. It's a gold line. It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casual.
When it comes to the game,
Much different 7th end than the 6th. Get a blank. Played at lightning speed. So both teams now plenty of time going to the 8th end to play. 4-3. Edin leads Mouat. Mouat with hammer. Tyler George here with Brent Lang. And Brent, the most exciting end in curling. Down 1 with hammer coming home.
Nick
throwing it in the ring.
That's a little old school. See the corner guard from Team Mouat following. Maybe switching up the stones. Have the one he wanted.
See probably 2 corner guards. I think Nick's going to throw guard next, but
he may be onto something with his stone too. Maybe he figures if I'm just throwing a straight corner and that rock is a little bit straight, let's just throw it first. That would make sense.
This guard to be guarding the full 8 foot, about 6 feet short. It's perfect.
Nicely done by Junior.
What is going on here? Does Nick know the score? He's calling this in the ring.
This is very interesting.
Square them up, Bob.
Trying something new, maybe.
You know something I don't, for sure. I'm intrigued. So if I'm Bruce, I guess what Nick's trying to get you to do is hit it now, and then what does he do next? They still can't hit the corner.
They're just playing it too short.
He could tap in, but yeah, okay.
It's tight.
We've decided, we're throwing a guard here, pal. That's a good spot. And we've got another final here. Readerama to the repechage. That's his 3rd loss, and he is homeward bound. Fortunately for those guys. And Cameron Bryce singing the song "Staying Alive" at the karaoke tomorrow night. Chipping a chair, as they say.
That's a show you're going to want to see, folks, if you're around tomorrow evening. Some of the best curlers in the world, some of the worst singers in the world, most likely. Karaoke.
John Cullen was singing a little bit this afternoon. I mean, he can sing a bit.
Yeah, he said he couldn't really, that he could jump in with the drums, but wasn't much of a vocalist. Selling himself short, possibly.
Broke out into the Dirty Dancing theme song a little bit. So now
he had
double
Spice
centers.
Girls going last night. I missed that one. Yeah, there's the double center now from Edin.
Much more traditional setup now.
Perfekt linje, perfekt linje. Lite kort. Kanske bara stanna nu. Ja, snyggt. Mycket bra.
So Bobby will try and get all 3 of these in the middle, I would think. At least the 2. You could also chip and roll off the tight one.
That was my first thought.
Or that.
Okay. Stay hair high. Yeah.
Nope, change back to what Bobby wants.
Bruce going a little more defensive. Going to clear both these centers and eventually use those corners if possible.
It's good.
Not a bad result at all. Now that guard a little higher. And the tight one was the one they really wanted to get rid of.
Absolutely. So lots of places to hide now if you're Bruce.
Timeout here for Nicholas. Be there first.
Kan du lägga bara en hel öppen nära gard också? Ett alternativ, han kommer kunna sätta floppen. Jag tänkte, klippa den är ett alternativ tycker jag. Försöka få mer än under röda eller ticka in eller stanna i bot.
Try to keep away from using those corners if they want to go under them.
Exakt, alltså, även bara stanna i den är ju bra. Vill man Ja, alltså, den där cornern är inte jättebra känner jag.
Men klipper man den tunt bara så kan vi runda här. Då är det lite jobbigt.
Det är bättre att få träff på den än att inte få det, tror jag.
Det andra ser jag lägga en här. Ja, han kan skjuta den själv också. Men han kommer att kunna göra en dubbel med den också sen.
Jag tror jag gillar att hålla det
Really like this setup much if I'm
och
Nicholas.
få bort den här.
A bit messy for sure.
Lätt läge att få två. Den här kommer ligga bättre än vart de kan runda här också.
I think you're happier if
Känner om vi lägger garden blir
Bruce
lite...
fellas right now.
Då måste vi gå för stjäla sen. Om de sätter
Den här trippen är tuff, va?
Triple on the guards too.
I was wondering if anybody was going to look at that. I mean, it's insane, but
I did, but
these guys are that good.
Den tunna på ovansidan är rätt tuff, va?
Ja, men den är inte
I suppose, I
superonaturlig
mean,
att
if you
sätta den
make it, it's your
trippen.
best result.
Ja, jag är på den också. Om man bränner den, då är det ju
Janky
verkligen...
things that can happen with where the rocks go after contact too.
Kanske är den där, det var den ni tänkte på
But if
först.
you really don't like it that much, maybe you play the shot that, even though it's extremely difficult, could get you out of trouble quickest.
So I think what he settled on is peel the right guard as we're looking at it, shoot her over into the side of his tight red one so that it stays open, blocks the corner guard, and all that it leaves is a high guard that's not really that useful. So this is not a normal call 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
So this is the third. They try to dead stick on their own. Kind of like that.
Right like that, yeah.
Jeez.
Hit it right there.
Mycket bra.
It's a really, really good shot, and now the setup is much better for Nick. Not as many places to hide.
Yeah, that's the best you can do to kill both corners because you're taking that draw path away and the other one's gone.
Could you set and run out,
Next
like,
level
hit and roll
stuff
left
from
off
Team
that?
Edin.
This is a tough looking draw with how much this curls, and the guy's set.
I like an inch more ice, so.
I think you got to try this.
That's such a good shot.
Yeah. Didn't mind it, but.
Ganska gott om tid. Tre corners. Till slut.
They make us fans in the booth here, ladies and gentlemen. They also make us very happily retired.
I think this is going to run.
Yeah, Bucky! Backline!
Clean.
Lite separate. Could be
Clean.
two rings here.
Line only.
Curl to get off the
Back line.
guard still.
Sit now.
Do you need something?
No, we're right in the back line.
Clean.
There's
Back
by.
line. Clean.
Han smet den.
Back line still.
Och var några centimeter. Okej, nu ska jag spela. Det tar 9.
What a weight judge by Grant, too. Do you need something? No, we're right at the back line.
13-2.
Does sit for second count.
13-2.
Centi på centern.
Wow, that's slowing
Är
down
det
a
att
bit.
splitta ägaren?
I'm surprised that he's paid still at that number. Hearing for the draw of the button path early in the game, 14-5.
Är det här precis hela in i 12an, så den går absolut att splitta, men...
Ja.
Man behöver trycka till en plats där det kommer gå att dra här, men här ligger vi med 2 då.
Ja. Ser du något annat?
Tappar den rakt, det är okej också. Ja, eller bara dra, men det ser svårt ut.
Ja, han smet center så det ut som. Ja, kör splitten.
Jag gillar splitten där. Bak 4. Ja.
Try and throw about backline weight and hit a third of this, a quarter of this. Shooter spins into the 8-foot. This one goes in full 12 and probably lie 3 and open up fourth shot.
Yeah, this is on a way tighter line than the previous shot. Obviously playing their own stone, but really curling.
Yes.
He's on the corner.
Kom igen. Fortsätt.
It's not hooked behind the center, too. That's not very good.
Jag tycker det är okej ändå. Öppna upp den här, ligger
Forced error there, and a big break for Bruce and the fellas from
Det är okej.
Great Britain at the Olympics, but Scotland any other time.
Okay.
These guys are Scottish to the bone. I played golf with them a couple of weeks ago, and they could all hit driver within this room and not hit the ceiling.
Are we top tee with that?
Especially Bobby, you know, he hits it a mile.
I suppose you kind of have to do that in Scotland.
I guess.
Links golf, keep it low, run it forever.
Touch the line, Hank, Bob.
Ja, verkligen. Ja, det var jag medveten om, men det blev
I
bara...
could hit driver in this room and not hit the far wall.
You could miss the ball. So. Playing the hit and roll here.
Yep.
Ooh, didn't like his release there.
Really sweet. Bobby going hard.
Yep. Whoa.
Hard ball. Clean.
Under roll is just a touch.
Yeah.
But under the yellow still. You can't see the guard on the screen now, but the higher yellow guard is covering
at least the edge of
part of it.
Huh? I don't like line call.
Lite segsida, 12-0 kanske.
Yeah, you heard the whoa scream at the end. Really wanted to roll that a little farther, get completely buried, but let's get a piece underneath.
Perfect.
The tight red one on the center line is going to come into play before this end is over.
Känns bra. Känns lite vid. Ja.
Oscar trying to get to nose here if you can. Lefties in turn, hack Raider.
He's going to nose it.
Yeah, good shot.
Grant will be asked to do the exact same thing.
Nose. Okay.
Not sure you want to get far inside here. Nose is pretty good.
I think nose, unless, I mean, even if it left slash, I think nose is good because they slash and make it, they roll out. You still draw under those two in the center, and you got a great chance at two.
Not heavy.
Not heavy enough to slash it anyways.
Carve! Carve, Harvey!
Grant doesn't look
Right to
super
it.
excited here. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
He did get by quite a bit though, so.
Really important now for Nick to get aggressive and try to get inside and roll under. Don't think he can see quite the whole stone, but really no choice, Brent. Can't leave it open now.
Would you clock it?
11-8.
Yeah.
Do you ever play the intern draw now?
And you'd have to throw it to...
12-5 är väl absolut lösaste för att kunna få
through there, put it kind of back 8.
Yeah, back
4 even.
Back 8, back 4. So if they did play the short runner tap, it would be behind the T line. Yeah, if it was that deep, I think.
So I guess he could roll this, but he could roll this under the red. If it doesn't get under the red, like if this is chaseable, then Nick has to play that draw on his last one probably. Not a word, not a lick. Not a good sign. Didn't even try and carve that though, and accidentally make the double. That would have been dirty.
Still shot rock for Mouat. Hey, you don't really have any choice but to play the draw underneath now because Nick really feels
I think he'd love to put it back where it was, like, you know, 3/4 open on the outturn side.
Well, then he might have the slash.
He would, and then you hope that it's, the guard's high enough to chase it.
He sticks it, he covers it too. Kind of like here.
I think if you get to the point like Grant just said,
he just comes right into that. You're playing this for the game.
Jag tänkte ändå det skulle vara lite så här.
Love to see this just kind of. Where Bob's broom is. Sorry, Hammy's broom. Hard to get there though.
Yeah, but then he has to put an angle. We're right in behind it and he sticks it straight under. We've got a pretty tough shot. At least if he sticks it there, you've maybe got the in off for the chase. It's easier to make contact, but if we're there, it's much easier for him to stick it and get a better result.
I'd rather want to go right under the red. I know what Grant's saying. Or leave it kind of 3/4 open.
Yep. I'm worried if we're here as well, he's warping it right round, so I think we need to be full for it. Yeah, or the
all this conversation is just about if Nicholas makes what we leave him, what will we have after? We're talking about the in-off angles they'll have at it, and I can guarantee you that they'll be playing something for the win one way or another.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. It's always going to be top 4, just a matter of
full 4 right there.
How much do they want to bury, where do they want to leave it, so that they have the best chance at a shot for the win if Nicholas makes his best shot.
De sopade ganska hårt på första, vi sopade lite på min.
So it looks like they settled on maybe just touching center line on this side.
Det är 3 som sopas, så det blir...
I think that's where you were calling for originally, Brent.
Close. He's going to have a shot anyway. I mean, some separation. Grant's right at the
Line's going to be pretty good.
4 foot.
Love our room just now. Just get the weight right. Lots of room. Just get the weight right.
Too much room.
I don't think there's such thing as too much room. Anywhere shot rock that's not wide open is pretty good.
Curl.
14 seconds. Just get the weight.
Got room. It should finish hard now. Gotta go a little more, a little more. Quite a ways out there still. So now the slash is there. Might be able to get inside.
I think he might be able to, and then there's to play that thin, razor thin in off maybe, but that's almost exactly where I would have wanted it. A little more curl, but
touch, yeah.
Slashen är ju jättetunn, så den är svår att gå på.
I was wrong. That, I mean, I know that tight center there that on the center line scared everybody, but it's not going to play just yet.
Väldigt tunn, men det är en fjärdedel, kanske tunnare än det till och med.
Definitely changed the way they were thinking about the end.
Ja, det är bara hur mycket jag tycker det känns helt fullet. Vågar man spela det som liksom i första omgången?
Är det lättare att försöka sätta dragningen här?
Visst är det så. Han får ju tangeringen och han är ju bra på dem, men den ska ju göras ändå.
Can't go much farther than that, or the slash on the shooter there that Bruce had would be pretty easy.
Det är nog vilken där ändå. Hack, jag spelade som jag hade gjort i första omgången, så nästa...
Vi hade så utanför sten ungefär förra gången. Jag gillade den liksom bara mycket lösare på att spela. Kommer fram med 12-7 liksom. Ja, det är nice att få ut den så han inte kan spinna av, men ja, det viktiga är att sätta vilken. Ja. Den kommer få curl om jag bara spelar den rätt fart, tror jag.
Grant and Bruce already talking. If he makes it perfect, you've got a quarter rock in off for the win.
Based on what Bruce has done with those shots throughout the game, I like his chances. I'm sure Nick took that into account talking about this shot too. Do we expect him to make that? So do we just play the slash instead?
True.
Final shot for Nicholas Edin here in the 8th. Needs to get inside roll. They like the line a lot.
This is rolling well under.
Got to make sure that rock goes now. It does not, so now it's a little different that it's contact.
It's lost in there, though. Can you see this whole thing?
12-4. Ja, fint spel.
Men trying to hit. Rätt typ av
Here high.
kompensation.
7-8.
Nej.
Double for the win.
Yeah, so it changes the shot call for Mouat because he doesn't have to have his shooter get in the rings. He has second and third count.
7-8 okay?
Yep.
Om den dödsticka på den är den nog kanske
Should go.
Has to catch the rock in the top of the 4 foot a little thick to not jam in the back 12s.
You can't jam on that side red one maybe either, because his second count is not full 12, so.
Close.
Nu blir det ju helt fullet.
Bruce Mouat, final stone, 8th end. Run back, has to lose both reds for the win.
Hard! 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 Get up, get up.
There it is.
Hello.
Game winner, the only way a game like that could end, Brent, with a shot like that. Two of the greats in the game. Fun one to call. Bruce Mouat gets his 2 in the 8th. Takes a 5-4 victory over Nicholas Edin. Mouat qualifies for the playoffs. First team in on the men's side. We'll wait another 30 seconds here as we're going to find out maybe right now if there's a second team joining them in the playoffs.
A hit here instead of draw the 8 foot. Maybe not confident with draw 8.
Jacobs just coming out of the hack for his final shot right now.
Flip over to Sportsnet and see the action. You got about 7 seconds before contact.
Or you can have the radio call from us, essentially.
The victory for Team Cups.
And Jacobs joins them in the playoffs. 7-5 victory over Matt Dunstone. So Team Mouat, Team Jacobs both advance to the playoff round. Back again at 8 o'clock tonight with women's A-event final. Stefania Constantini taking on Team Tabitha Peterson, skipped this week by Corey Teesey. We'll be back here with Brent Lang. Now for a quick break. Signing off. We'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight.
When it comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable. And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.